Shalom, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shamal Kassad back again after a long hiatus, but now now I'm back. So now just want to say happy 2021 to everybody that's watching, that will watch the replay, and just pray that wish nothing but blessings, success, and all that good stuff, health, good health, on all you righteous brothers and sisters out there. Because I'm telling you, if what's to come down the pike, we're definitely gonna be needing it. So without further ado, just want to say shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shamwala Kassad back again, giving all thanks to the Most High Yahweh and his beloved son Yahweh Shai. Today is Saturday, January 30th, 2020. Right now, just about to go into this whole Chad Wheeler incident, man. See what's going on is that you got this whole thing on this dude allegedly beating the hell out of his girlfriend, and the whole all the effects that came from it, whether in the media, social media, the NFL. I'm analyzing, I'm seeing certain shit, and I'm like, nah, that can't be right, man. That's not right. Not the fact that it's not right. It's just off. It's way off. It's way off. No, it's no other way to say it. It's off. You know what I'm saying? So you want to know what my take it is? What my take on this whole thing is? Listen, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna be a straight shooter with it. Whoever got a problem with it, oh well, it is what it is. So, problematic thing number one. It's the first thing, problematic thing that I've seen. The incident happened about a week ago, like last Saturday. The thing didn't hit the news. Well, not the well, it hit Yahoo News. They had it by like Monday morning and stuff like that. But TV news, as far as like the news station and stuff, kept that shit on the hush. Same with the NFL. They kept that shit on the hush. And you look at that shit like, okay, that's odd. But after that video with Ray Rice and the whole thing was leaked, everybody mama was on that shit. And the thing with Ray Rice, that was really self-defense. When you really get right down to it, that was really self-defense. And even with the aftermath, his woman apologized, and on camera. You know what I'm saying? I think like they had like some kind of press conference where his woman apologized and even came out and admitted that she was the aggressor in this whole ordeal. And that Ray Rice, him hitting her back was in self defense. Did he use too much force? Yeah, absolutely, he did. But him retaliating back was really in the mode of self defense. But you saw how the media ran that man, dragged that man through the mud. The man was labeled all kinds of Ike Turner 2.0s. His career with the NFL pretty much got ruined. But come back to this dude, this Chad Wheeler dude, you know, they dragged their feet. It's been like 3, 4 days before, the media said anything. Again, he got locked up. The situation happened last Saturday. I didn't hear the news media outside of Yahoo News and stuff. I didn't hear them talk about this shit at the NFL, ESPN. I didn't hear them talk about this till at least at least maybe Wednesday, this past Wednesday. So you got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, at least 4 days before they said a mumbling word about this whole ordeal. That's problematic, man. And the funny thing is, the word of NFL got that, I know, you know, Mossad Bless, I'll post the article afterwards. They said that they said that 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 they was going to wait till quote unquote more information came out before anything was done to them. Anybody else, like if it was a black NFL player, listen, in the case of self defense, his woman was wilding out and he might defend himself and stuffed her. He would have been out of a job. He'd have been sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until the investigation was completely over. And even after that, his job would have been up in the air. That he'd have did all of that. That he'd have sit out the whole investigation. And after the whole thing was over, you know, they still might be like, yeah, it came out that what you did was self defense, but we still gotta let you go because we don't tolerate that. Blah blah blah. Boo boo boo. Goodbye. This dude, the NFL was like, well, we had to wait and see what was going on. It says that in the article. That was the statement that they gave. They're waiting until more information is revealed. So, like, yo, what y'all doing? So that's the first thing, the first problematic thing I've seen of this whole ordeal, the slow response from the media. Because again, if it was with Ray Rice, anything like that, you know, if it was a black NFL player, he it'd have been all over the news and he would have gotten cut immediately until the investigation was over. And even if it came back, okay, he was the aggressor, all right, he's gone. He wasn't the aggressor, he did it in self defense. Well, we understand that, but we got an image to keep upkeep and we're still letting you go. That's how NFL get down. That's how the NFL gets down. How many domestic violence situation that Ben Roethlisberger from the Steelers got into, and that motherfucker is still playing. He's still playing. Now, I'm not saying that domestic violence is something to be, what I'm saying. I'm not condoning domestic violence. I don't at all. Let me put this disclaimer out there. And no man should be hitting no woman unprovoked, and no woman should be hitting no man unprovoked. It goes both ways. A lot of you brothers, you tend to get in relationships. A lot of you brothers, y'all tend to get into relationships with women that is quick with the hands, is quick to hit you. You know what I'm saying? You do something you don't like, you say something that she don't like, she ready to throw hands. Keep in mind she's 5'2", a buck 25. You like 6'2", you know what I'm saying, 210. And she want to throw her hands on you like she an equal. Women like that, listen, let her go, bro. Let her go. Especially if you're in the public eye, especially you have a high money making career, you're a high value man, or a Blue Henry, a Blake Henry. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. If you're in a position that demands a lot, but you also make a lot, and especially in a position where you're in the public eye, you got a woman that tend to wild out, women that be on some, you know, You might say no to her, or you might check on something, and she on something. I'ma fuck you up. Women like that, leave her alone. Cause those be the women that will instigate entire situations. She'll assault you. She'll hit you 100 times. You hit her back once, you'll be labeled Ike Turner 2.0. She'll hit you 100 times. You hit her once, she'll call the cops, and all of a sudden you Ike Turner younger brother, and that's your play victim the whole time, and you be the one jammed up in the system. Hell, sometimes even if she was to confess, and tell the authorities, you know what, I instigated the whole thing, but he responded in self defense. Guess what? The police still have their opportunity, have their obligation to still lock you up and still run you through the system. Even if your woman confessed that she started the whole thing. Don't believe me? Ask Ray Rice. So yeah, so you brothers out there, if your woman one of these live wire chicks, leave her alone. If you want these laid back dudes, you not, cause that's for the thinking black man. I'm not speaking about Thuggo, Pookie, and Ray Ray, but for the thinking black man, you know what I'm saying? For the upright black man who just trying to, make moves, make money, provide for himself as for his family. Last thing he trying to do is fucking fight with his woman. Let's keep that. Let's get that straight. So you a thinking black man. The last one you need to be with is a live wire. I don't give a fuck how fat her ass is, how big her titties is. I don't give a damn how wet that wop is. Avoid women like that. Period. Especially if you in a field where, especially your job or your career path is one where you're in the public eye, or one where you make a whole lot of money, 6 figures or more, something like that. Even be. On the flip side, if you're a brother and you with a woman and your woman's a good woman, the last thing you need to do is to be putting your hands on her because of whatever. Period. Domestic violence, unacceptable. Women, same thing. You got a good man, the last thing you need to do is to be putting your hands on your man because he said something you didn't like. He messed up your order, going to buy Wendy's or some shit. You know what I'm saying? All that goofy shit. You don't need to be putting your hands on any man, period. So yeah, that's my disclaimer on the whole domestic violence situation. No man should be putting his hand on no woman unless it's self defense, and likewise with the females. So that's out the way. Number two, the problematic thing that I seen in this whole thing. Number two, this whole thing with Chad Wheeler. Looked at his stats. Stats ain't that great. If I'm not mistaken, he's a bum. You know what I'm saying? But this is who this lady, the victim, decided to get with. Okay, no problem. That's on her. The next part about it is that she got with this dude, and allegedly he's bipolar. All right, no problem. That's on her. We all tend to get into relationships with people who might have certain handicaps and mental deficiencies and stuff like that. All right. Pardon the clanging in the back. That's the heater. That's the radiator. So pardon that. Yeah, sorry about that. That's gonna go on for a few minutes. That's every time they fire up the boiler, it tends to make that clanging noise. So pardon me on that. But yeah, okay, she got with a dude that was a bum. She got with a dude that was, when I say bum, I mean like his stats. His stats wasn't all that great. She got with a dude that was bipolar, is not taking a meds. Okay, no problem. She got with a Caucasian dude that was that's 6 feet, 6'7", 317 pounds. Now I'm not victim blaming. I'm not victim blaming at all. I'm just saying, if she's been with this guy, I'm pretty sure she's been with him for at least 6 months or longer, and she knew that he's bipolar. Let me say this. Let me say this. I honestly doubt that that was his first episode. I'm pretty sure she's seen the type of episodes that this man could have, and that her being 5'9", 145, and him being 6'7", 300 and damn near 20 pounds. Where does the light bulb come on and be like, yo, this shit with this nigga could go left if he starts wilding out? Come on, 6'7", 200, 300 and they said 317 pounds. Dude, those are the same stats for like Hulk Hogan during the golden era of wrestling. During the early 90s in the WWF, that was Hulk Hogan's stats. It was like 6'8", 320 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Those dudes ain't nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? He's the same stats of the former pro wrestler Sid Vicious or Sid Justice or Psycho Sid, however you know him. 6'9", 317 pounds from West Memphis or Arkansas. That was a tall dude. That was a big dude, not one to be played with. Again, my humble opinion, nobody have to agree with me. That's fine. To me, I honestly believe that he had she probably seen his episodes. That probably wasn't the first time he was like that, and she still decided to stay. Now I'm not at all saying she deserved what she got. I'm just saying there was some fucking red flag somewhere. They had to be. They had to be. So anybody, including her, was to come with, oh, he just wake up one day and he was like this and he never was like this before. I'm not trying to hear that. There had to be some form of red flag somewhere that, this shit could go left with this dude. Especially if she knows that, which I think she might have, that he's been known to not take go days, possibly weeks, but not taking his meds, which means he goes off the rails. Now, yes, I understand because some, I know people that's bipolar, very close to me, and yes, being bipolar doesn't always mean that you just turn to having a manic episode. Doesn't mean that you just turn into uh, you know, a damn maniac or a lunatic where you just start assaulting people. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, but sometimes, and the person is manic, and if they upset and stuff, upset to the point where they might want to fight, things can go left. Which, to me, my humble opinion, let's say this dude got mental issues, it's probably more than bipolar. probably some form of PTSD, probably some form of borderline personality. Because dude try to get the black get his black girlfriend to bow down to him, and when she wouldn't, he just spazzed and whipped the ass. So there might have been some form of borderline personality going on over there. But again, like I said, they had to been some red flags that she knew what was going on. That's one. Number two, they had to, considering the size, considering his size and her size, she should have took into account if this dude has one of these episodes where he start wilding out, this shit can go left. I can get hurt. You know what I'm saying? The guy is his position is offensive tackle, and from what I heard, that those guys when they like hit you or they sack you, like you play football, and a guy like that sack you, it's supposed to be the equivalent. The force they hit you is supposed to be the equivalent of you getting hit by an 18-wheeler. She should have took some safety into account. Because again, I'm pretty sure number one, she knew he was bipolar. Number two, she knew that he don't be on his meds as he should. And number three, I'm pretty sure that wasn't his first episode. And last but not least, this is phase two with the whole phase two and the problematic things that I've seen in this whole ordeal. Pardon the clang in the background. That's the radiator boiling. But part of the red flags that I've seen as far as the relationship dynamic between her and him is the fact that, honestly speaking, I believe this wasn't this wasn't their first time where they got into a situation where things almost went south, or things have went south. Because when you read the news article in Yahoo News, they said this whole thing started him wanting her to bow down to him, and I guess to worship him, I guess to serve reverence to him, like he's some kind of king or some kind of god. And when she refused, he spazzed and proceed to whip her ass and choke her out, damn near killing her. You know, and to me, that signifies that shit probably went on before. And that's another thing. To you swirlers out there that claim that the white man ice is colder, the white man is better lover, and this, that, and all that other shit. Listen, you want to get with him? Listen, that's cool. That's fine and dandy. But listen, understand everything that comes with being with a Caucasian guy. A lot of them be into that slave play, that slave narrative, and a lot of them, honestly speaking, they not taking that back talk. They not taking that back talk like the way how our brothers do. So yeah, you feel you want to be with a white man. Hey, listen, that's cool. Well, when they start wilding out, when they start feeling themselves on that superiority shit, that's on you. That's on you. So me, honestly speaking, I honestly believe that this shit of him wanting her to bow down, that wasn't the first time that happened. It's probably the first time she said no. Probably wasn't the first time that it happened. So He wanted to bow down. She said no. Huge things ensued. Grabbed her, slammed her on the bed, choked her out, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure there have been some argument and stuff like that. Name calling, this, that, and the third. Okay. No excuse for him doing what he did. Grabbed her, choked her out to the point where she passes out. Now, she might have been passed out for a while because he went, I guess, got some food, got a smoothie and stuff, and was like watching TV. And somewhere along that, she got up and ran to the bathroom to lock herself in. I guess she regained consciousness. Sorry, ran to the bathroom, locked herself in, and the dude, what he said, what she told what she told her friend on phone, or what he said, he was like, "Oh, you're still alive? Wow, I didn't know that." And this was continue to sip his smoothie, which to me shows that let's say this dude does have some kind of mental issue. It's not just bipolar. It's not just bipolarism. There got to be some form of narcissistic personality disorder or some form of BPD, borderline personality disorder. There got to be some of that going on in there because I read up on it, and to my understanding, people that have borderline personality disorder, having relationships with them could be very difficult. Some days you're their most favorite person in the world. Other days you're the worst person that ever existed. And usually those stuff tend to be because you said no to something as small as that. So if you're a guy and your woman had BPD, yeah, some days she'll worship the ground you walk on. Other days, she might want you to buy something expensive, and you be like, nah, you ain't got the money for it. And all of a sudden, you became the worst man that ever was. That's how it is with BPD. And sometimes people that have borderline personality disorder could tend to get very, dark. You know what I'm saying? Lack of empathy, lack of mercy. So as far as I'm concerned, that's what that dude got. He got borderline personality disorder. That's just my take on it. Hmm? Choked this woman out to the point of where she passes out. He thinks she's dead, and dude just went on to eat. And when she regained consciousness and ran to the bathroom, dude was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that man ain't playing with a full deck. He ain't playing with a full deck." And on top of that, according to the article, when she finally called the police, and the dude came and the cops came, the guy, Chad Wheeler, was trying to break into the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he was trying to, I guess, get around to or trying to finish off the job of hurting and killing his girlfriend, which to me, as far as I'm concerned, shows that, the whole story's not being told here, which means that she probably knew this nigga was like this. Sorry, this cracker was like this. This whole narrative, oh, just you just woke up one day and this is what happened. Nah, she probably knew he was like this and still stayed and still stayed and still stayed. I'm not saying she deserved what she got. I'm just saying could have used more precaution, sweetie. Honestly speaking, you're 5'9", 149. Even if she got with a dude her height, 5'9", 5'10", maybe 190, that man could still overpower her in the fight. So what fucking chance does she has against a nigga that's 6'7", 300 plus? I'm just saying. So that's the end of phase two of the problem that I see of what's wrong with this whole issue. Phase one is how slow the media took to respond to it, and that and the NFL was like, oh well, we gonna wait till all the information come out. That's the approach that they took until they got pressured to fire this guy. And even that, I don't think they even fired him. I think they gave him a chance to leave the team. That's phase one. Phase two, or what I think was wrong. Wrong is the whole thing. Honestly speaking, that's just me. I honestly believe that there was some red flags there that she saw that she didn't take into account until it was too late. I'm not saying that she got what she deserved. None of that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just saying you're 5'9", 145. He's 6'7", 300 plus, 300 or 317, 320. This man's the same size as Psycho said. Hell, the dude act like fucking Psycho said. Off his measure, a raging lunatic. At what point you're like, yo, I might have to leave this guy. Because I'm sure that this wasn't his first episode where he got like this or it almost got to this point. That's just me. You don't have to agree, and that's fine, but that's just me. So, last but not least, phase three of the problematic thing that I see in this whole ordeal is these so-called YouTubers, these black female divestors and swirlers and level up, secure the bag chicks. A lot of them on YouTube, and some, wouldn't you know it, some way, somehow, they flipping this whole thing to it's the black man's fault. Who would have thought? Who would have thought in the midst of all this shit, this whole ordeal, the most that some of these swirls could come up with is that it's the black man's fault. Some saying that some black men are celebrating the fact that it happened, which any brothers that flat out celebrating, that's off. I'll be the first to say that. But honestly, I don't think there's a fact that brothers are quote unquote celebrating. I think brothers is quote unquote throwing I think it's brothers more so throwing the talking points of these swirlers right back into their faces, throwing it right back into their faces. You got a certain swirler YouTuber, not gonna call her name. All she talks about is how Caucasian men are the better or more a better match for black women and this, that, and the third, and they work, they know how to treat black women, they have a good job, they're more romantic and they're more caring, and this, that, and the third. And when incidents like this comes up, she's fucking silent. Imagine that. She don't want to talk about it. Imagine that. She don't want to talk about Brad beating her ass, about Chad beating her ass. You got this this level up swirling chick, this pop light skin broad that weighs way too much makeup, talking about uh that this is the black man's fault uh for not going and finding this dude and beating his ass, this, that, and the third. I'm like, first of all, yeah, about that. Let me address that shit. Let me address that shit right now. First of all, For all the chicks out there who want to swirl, want to get with a white man, an Asian man, Middle Eastern man, and Persian man, and this, that, and the third. Once you do that, you're their problem now. You're no longer our problem. So if you one of these swirler chicks that talk all kinds of greasy shit against black men and go get a white guy, and the minute he does you wrong, we're supposed to just put on our cape and fly to the rescue and beat his ass. That's not happening. I'm sorry, not happening. Take some fucking responsibility for your choices and your actions and pick better. If you pick a dude, you see some red flags, the same way you quick to leave a black man in the dust, same way I need to do with Chad and Brad. Same way I need to do it. There was nothing stopping this woman from leaving this guy at all. You didn't hear nothing of that. Oh, he kept her in a room locked up in chains. None of that. She could have left at any time. At any time. Anytime, while, if I'm not mistaken, the Seahawks made the playoffs, right? Before they got eliminated. If she experienced signs of him being abusive way before then, she could have waited till one of his playoff games and dipped. And by the time dude came back, whether he won or lost, she'd have been long gone. Right? She stood because what? He had the money and he was white. Right? So you take everything that fucking comes along with it. So you chicks out there that want to swirl, you got to understand that. You want to be with Brad, you got to take everything that comes with Brad. The racial superiority mindset, thinking that you beneath him, that that if he tell you to come bow down and kiss his feet, you're supposed to do it. The slave role narrative, the racist jokes, you got to take all of that shit. That's what certain swirling YouTubers, that's what they're not telling you. All they pushing is that you get, you having problems with black men. That's cool. Just get with a white man. Just get with a white man, and all your problems will be over. Y'all sail off into the sunset, and y'all live happily ever after. That's the narrative that they pushing. But with incidents like this, it's showing that that's not the case. A lot of these Chads and Brads is just as fucked up. A lot of times, even more fucked up than black men. That's what I gotta come on and say. That's what the pink pill ain't telling you. That's what she ain't telling you. That's what this pop bitch Yanni that wears too much fucking makeup. That's what she ain't telling you. That's why Chrissy. That's what they're not telling you. You want to swirl? Go ahead, but you gotta take everything that comes with that. You might get with a Chad that might be a pushover. You might get with a Chad that might be an asshole. You're gonna have to deal with it. You might get with a Brad that's a wet noodle, had no spine and no backbone, or you might get with a Brad, you know, that's a white version of Ike Turner. You know what I'm saying? You might get a Brad that's the real life version of Norman Bates. You just gonna have to deal with that shit. If not, then leave him. But once you make that transition to date interracially, you're no longer our problem anymore. You're no longer our priority anymore. And I say this shit as a married man with 4 kids. I'm not picking up no cape. I'm not picking up no weapon, no suit, no shield, nothing to go fight, to go jack up, or to go put into the ground some 6'7" white boy because some goofy broad decides that he was the best and he was the best man she could get. when I got a whole family at home fucking waiting for me. Get the fuck out of here. So that light skinned goofy broad that put um, that light skinned goofy content creator that said that shit, she could get the fuck out of my face with that shit. I got my own family to fucking protect. I got my own fucking family to protect. I don't protect nobody that's not under my authority. Sorry. So all this protect black women, listen, get a fucking man that's worth a damn. Let him protect you. Because if let's say one of these simp manginas that's what fucking be a white knight put on their cape, find where this dude at, beat his ass and possibly body him, and dude about to spend the rest of his life behind bars, or it goes left, the simp mangina puts on his cape, find out where Chad Wheeler's at, try to do him in, but Chad at the last minute, reversed it and ends up and kills the guy, kills the simp. Let's say any one of those outcomes happen. What exactly is Chad's ex-girlfriend? What exactly would she be able to tell that man's wife or that man's children that will make them feel better? What exactly would they be able to tell that man's family that will make them feel better? Because the wife gonna look at you like, bitch, why the fuck this nigga jumped out the window to save you when he got me and these kids to take care of? And I'm pretty sure there's women out there, married women out there, married women with children that will look at it to their husband like don't you dare jump out the window for some random broad. And you know what? I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Because again, like I said, what the fuck do I look like to jump out the window with a cape, to go over to Seattle, Kent, Washington, find out where this dude's at because he's out on parole, right? He's out on bail, right? Find out where he's at, try to do him in. Let's say I'm successful, I do him in, but I get caught. I'm doing the rest of my life behind bars. I got a wife and 4 children that needs me. Fuck, I look like going over to fight some battle that has nothing to do with me. I'll look simple and goofy as hell. So again, to that concept creator talking that shit, you could get the fuck out of my face with that. And that's the bottom line. Go find your simp, go find some simp beta male manginas to fight your battles for you. Or better yet, because this is what a lot of you black chicks like to do a lot with black men. You claim that you always got a bunch of niggas in the cut that's willing to run up and do them in and, oh, I get my big brother to fuck you up. Or I get my cousin to fuck you up. I just got one question. Where's all that energy for Brad? For you black chicks who want to swirl and get with white men, Caucasian men, and men of other nations, and they do you wrong, where's all that energy? Where's all your contacts? I mean, come on, don't tell me just because you got with a Caucasian guy or an Asian guy that automatically you dropped all your contacts of men that's willing to bang it out for you at the drop of a dime. Don't tell me that. Come on, please don't tell me that. Because if anything, the 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 victim, the victim, she should have her own set of niggas who she could call on the dime to come and fine tune this white boy. And if she doesn't, well, that's on her. And that's another thing, ladies, that these swirlers ain't telling you, man. These pro swirlers, these level up, get the bag. The white man ice is colder. The white man dick is longer. The white man dick feels better as broads out there on YouTube. This is what they're not telling you. Again, you want to swirl and get with Brad and Chad and Jet Li and Jose and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I booing them. Listen, and Muhammad and Akbar. Listen, go ahead. But once you do, you lose certain benefits and protections from your own community. You can't go swirl with Brad, give us the finger, Brad beats your ass, and all of a sudden we're supposed to put on our cape and come beat this nigga up. Not happening. You get what you get and you don't get upset. And even say you get with Brad and he's not an abusive dude, all his machinations, good, bad, or ugly, you're gonna have to deal with. Again, if that man's a wet noodle, you're gonna have to deal with having a wet noodle white guy. It is what it is. If you want to swirl and get with a white guy that still uses the N word, you're just gonna have to deal with that. Swirl to your want, swirl to your heart's content, but understand this: number one, whatever you get is whenever you get. Number two, you forfeit all protection or and all rights that you will have from a black man. You claim we're worthless and this, that, and all of that, right? We all dusties and beta males and all kinds of other nonsense. Okay, great. So go get with Brad. And if it goes south, then you're just gonna have to eat it. Don't get on social media talking about, oh, you black man pathetic. Oh, you don't protect your woman. Listen, and let me say this now because I'm gonna do way more content with this and on this topic in the future. No submission, no protection. If you ain't submitting to us under my authority, you don't get shit from me. This whole expecting black men to be community eunuchs, we're not fucking you, but we're supposed to put on our cape to come to your rescue at any given time. Should the clown that you decide to get with decides to do you wrong? No, not happening. And a lot of you men out there, you need to start growing a pair and start telling these chicks, nah, not happening. No submission, no protection. You're not under my umbrella. You know, you're not, you're not under my umbrella. That's one of my wives, concubines, whatever. My sister, my daughter. If you're not under my umbrella, my cousin, if you're not under my umbrella, I don't owe you a goddamn thing. Us black men, we don't owe you black women a goddamn thing if you're not under our umbrella. And it's going back to that. It's going to get to a point where everybody going to have to tribe up. Everybody going to have to squad up, tribe up. You see that a lot in these post-apocalyptic movies. If he wasn't in a tribe, if he wasn't in a squad or clique or whatever, and he was rolling dolo, if the spirit of the Lord wasn't upon you, you was doomed. The Book of Eli was a prime example of that. I know it's fiction, but listen, it's just a prelude of what can and possibly will happen. So you chicks out there, you talking that you independent, you don't need no man, you better squat up, tribe up on the righteous man, on the righteous black man, because it's going to get to the point, and ain't no amount of protesting, ain't no amount of female celebrities or male celebrities talking about protect black women. Ain't no amount of that's going to change nature, man. It's going to go to get to a point where if you're not under a man's authority, you're doomed. If you're not in some type of tribe or clique, you're doomed. So if you want to swirl, go ahead. But understand this: let Brad protect you, and the Brad that's supposed to be your protector doesn't do his part, then that's on you. That's not our problem. My concern is everybody that's under my tribe. That's it. Same thing with any other righteous black man that's out there. Their main concern is who's under their tribe, no one else. So to do a recap, number one, phase one, the problems that I've seen in this whole ordeal. Number one, phase one, the media's slow response to put it on blast, put this dude on blast. Number two, the possible red flags that I see that this woman should have saw. This woman should have saw it. Again, if she was with this man over anything, maybe like 90 days, she she should have seen the red flags. Again, I'm pretty sure that wasn't his first episode. It probably wasn't the first time he probably wanted to bow down and kiss his foot or bow down to him. And she should have took into account that this man is much larger than me and he don't be on his meds as he's supposed to. He tend to get angry and such and such. Things could get left. I might have to think about my safety. All those were things she should have took into consideration, which she didn't. So there she is. Now saying she deserved it because she doesn't. But she was prudent. She would have saw the signs and be like, nah. And phase three, the major problematic thing I saw about this whole ordeal is this whole thing where you got certain YouTubers that want to somehow shift it and put it on black men. Pink Pill, Yanni, and Chrissy, and all these other, dumbass level up security bag bitches. I say before and I say it again. Unless you're under a man's authority, a man's subjection as his woman, as his wife, as his girlfriend, or fiance, or however you want to call it, that man doesn't owe you any. Unless you're that man's kin, his sister, his daughter, his cousin, his mama, his aunt, that man doesn't owe you a goddamn thing. So this whole narrative of you wanting random men to put on their cape, to fly over to Kent, Washington, to find this dude and to beat the living hell out of him because of what he did to the black queen is absolutely preposterous. Because they're looking incredibly goofy and simple as hell that a lot of black men, especially one that have families to think about, to push their families to the side to come protect some random chick who decides to swirl. Goofy as hell. So as far as I'm concerned, what happened to this chick, it's not my fault. Not my woman, not my problem. And that's my stance on it. It's messed up what happened to her. Yes. I'm in no way rejoicing it. No way, shape, or form rejoicing like, that's no, none of that. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, that's what you get. You want to swirl, get with Brad, the white man, ISIS code, and all that? That's cool. Deal with everything that comes with swirling. And regardless of what some of these YouTubers say, it ain't on lollipops and rainbows. It's really not. A lot of these swirlers think just go with a white man. Any white man will do, or any white man that's making money will do, and y'all will sail off to the sunset and live happily ever after. That doesn't always happen, man. Hmm? I asked a swirler that got killed by her boyfriend a couple months ago. I like she had like 4 kids, and like they had like a 4 month old that was still in the at the NICU or the ICU for for whatever reason, and he was a dusty broke Brad. For whatever reason, whoever it was, he killed her in front of their children. No, I think two she had before him, and like two she had with him. Killed them in front of the children. This whole got there's another incident, major incident last year or the year before that this older Caucasian guy that had a mixed daughter with a black woman. I guess it was his weekend to have to do custody with her. Dude, oh man, dude raped and killed his own daughter. So yeah, listen, y'all want to do the demonizing on black men and this, that, and the third. Listen, have at it. But understand this: there's a lot of scumbag Caucasian men, non-black men out there that's doing all kinds of fuck shit. Sometimes even surpassing black men. Not sometimes, a lot of times surpassing the wickedness of black men. So any struggle swirling YouTuber that out here talking all this level up, secure the bag, swirl, get you a Brad. Listen, you can listen to them if you want and get caught out there when you fuck around and pick the wrong Brad. And again, like I said, if you're not my woman, you're not my problem. You're not under my umbrella. You're not my kin. You're not my problem. So in these last days, when things start to go left, in these last days when things start to go south, and it's pretty much we might get to the point of Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome or the Book of Eli or the Road or something like that. Squadding up, tribing up, just going to be the major way to ensure protection for a lot of you single black women out there. Because, listen, it's only going to get worse from here on out. This whole expecting men that's already squatted up with their own wives and family and children and all that, expect them to put their families to the side to come rescue your ass when they don't know you from a hole in the wall. Dude, that shaming tactic trying to shame men into putting their family to the side to come to your rescue, that's not working. It's not working and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And as harder as how can I say this? The harder that life becomes under this regime, under the Biden Harris regime, the more jobs that's getting automated, the economic crash that's supposed to be coming, that's been prophesied to come for the past maybe 5 years or so. When all this stuff happens, being part of a tribe is going to be extremely important. And if you're not part of a tribe, you're screwed. So you can say all this protect black women till you're blue in the face. If you don't have a man, you're screwed. That's just it. So hope you've been edified. You know, but that's something that just need to be said and get off my chest. And my thing is, if you don't have a man, you better strap up. You know what I'm saying? Better strap up, have some form of self defense. And my whole thing is, even with that, is like, yeah, sure, you can act like you damn Xena warrior princess, but how far is that going to get you? Which brings me back to my initial point. You have to tribe or squad up. Dump feminism, leave feminism alone, get yourself a righteous black man, and make sure you be the best woman that you can to him. Because being out here and unprotected or picking the wrong dude and you get done dirty and still expect the village to come protect you, them days are long gone. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just find out for yourself. So this is your brother Shamwala Kasad signing off, saying shalom.